Okay, so this video is going to show us how to basically go through a lesson in Project Lead the Way and the various components you're going to be using. This is the Activity 1.1 checklist. The first step is to make a copy because you won't have access to be able to do anything but view this. So you'll need to make a copy so that you can actually put your answers in there as we go. So to do this, you click File, Make a Copy. This is very similar to what you'll be doing, the process you'll go through to make a copy of your coding journal, which you'll also do as part of this lesson. Put in your name. So I'm going to put in my name, last name, first name. I also deleted the copy of at the very beginning. And then I'm going to click OK. If you want to change the folder it goes into, I highly recommend you create a folder in your Google Drive for this class. I'm going to leave mine in there. You click OK. And now the other thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to change these sharing settings so that we can be sure that when we post it later, when we submit the link, that I am actually able to access it. Because if you don't, it's got that little lock symbol right there. It's not going to let me do anything with it. So to do that, you are going to click Get Shareable Link. Okay, this turns sharing on. And then you are going to click this little drop-down box here, and you are going to click comment. That way, anyone with the link can comment. That means me. I'll be able to comment on it when you submit the link. Okay, once you've done that, you can just click Done. Okay, and this is your activity checklist. Okay, now the only thing this is for is answering questions. So you're going to be coming back to this later to answer questions, but really the most important thing is Project Lead the Way. Okay, now you should already know how to log in, get your user information from the video that's posted in the week 1 algorithm that shows you how to get to this activity 1.1, the app revolution, how to navigate there. So if you're unsure how to get here, go to that week 1 algorithm and view the video that's posted there. So basically what you're going to do is you are going to just do everything in order, right? So this first section, usually there's going to be some readings. There are these orange words. These are some of these are vocab terms. When you click on them, you'll be able to see the definitions, okay? And so that you'll be able to get those for your coding journal entries. Anywhere we see one of these blue symbols that says PLTW Gateway Notebook, that with the pencil, that's telling me that I need to go back to my checklist and answer my questions. Okay, so this is the one it was referring to. It matches. It says it's the KWL chart, and there's the KWL chart. Okay, so you're going to be filling these in as you go. There's usually a video or two to watch. And again, another place here to reflect on the video, okay? And you'll see that as well, all right? There might be some things that are on here that are not in the checklist. And if they aren't in the checklist, you still should look at them and think about them, but you don't have to necessarily put the answers down, okay? So the checklist is where you're going to be keeping your answers. This is what I'm going to be able to see and check as you go through these activities. Okay, but that doesn't mean we just ignore them if they're not on the checklist, which is why we always need to stick with PLTW for our steps. Okay, so now we're going to start getting to our actual numbered steps for the activity. Okay, so we just do exactly what it tells us to do. So we'll go through the first couple of steps together. So the first step for this one, it says to access the App Inventor website and click Create Apps button. Now you should have done this before already. Again, there was that was one of the steps in our algorithm, our weekly algorithm. So if you have not done that before, this is going to show you how to do that again. So you click on that. It's going to take you to the MIT App Inventor site. And we're going to click on the orange Create Apps button. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to sign in. Okay, so I'm going to sign in there. Okay, now when you do this, it's going to pop up a terms of service box. You can just scroll all the way to the bottom, and you can click I accept the terms of service. And then you can go ahead and click right here, this little box that says do not show again. You can do that and click continue. And then you can just click close here on this other pop-up box. Okay, so that's step one. Okay, we can go ahead and exit out of that tab. We don't need it. All right, 2 says enter your Google email and password. Okay, so we've already done that. Okay, you do need, again, a Gmail account to do this. Step 3 says click start new project. So we're going to do that. Then it says in the project box, type A1 underscore 1 underscore my first app, and then underscore your initials. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. And you can actually highlight so that you can copy and paste if you would like as well. Okay, that's something you can do if you ever would want to save a little bit of time. You can do that. Now, obviously, when it says initials, it wants your initials. So I'll put my initials in there. Click OK. And then it says it's very important to give your projects descriptive names so you can easily identify them. It's also good practice to name projects using camel case, which means there are no spaces between the words in the project title and each word is capitalized to make it easier to read. Click OK to accept the project name. We did that, and it opened up this page for us, okay? This kind of blank with this blank computer screen. All right. And then we just go on and we follow all the instructions, okay? Wherever you see a box like this is telling us that we need to go back to our activity checklist. And lo and behold, when we do that, okay, under step 5, there are some boxes here for us to answer these different things that it wants us to answer, okay? So you're gonna go through all these steps. We're gonna follow the instructions. 1.1 is very descriptive. It has even GIFs on most of these steps that show you exactly what to do. Anywhere where we see that blue symbol with the pencil, or we see a box with some questions here, that means we need to go back to our checklist and answer those questions as we go. Okay, but know that not every step has questions. So we need to make sure that we stick to this screen, PLTW, to find out what we're doing. If we try and stick instead to the checklist, then we're going to miss a lot, because you'll notice that even some steps are missing here, right? Because the only steps that are here are going to be the ones that have questions. So it goes from step 6 to step 8, and from step 9 all the way to step 11, and all the way from step 12 to step 17. Obviously, there are steps in between these, but you're not going to see them unless you're sticking to Project Lead the Way. Okay, so don't get distracted by this. This is just a place for you to keep your answers for the questions that are actually asked here. Okay, but if you type them in here, you'll be able to see them, but I won't be able to see them to grade them, and that's why we have the checklist. Now, the last thing that we need to do is we need to, once we've completed our checklist, we've done all the activities, now we need to make sure that we submit it. Okay, so to get the link to share, we're not going to just come up here and copy this. That doesn't work right. Okay, we want to click on the share button, and then we want to make sure again that it should already be changed because we did that at the beginning. But if you didn't, this needs to say anyone with the link can comment. And then we're going to copy the link to our clipboard and we will paste it in the assignment before we submit. Okay, and that's how I'll be able to follow the link and see your completed checklist.